Recently, Washington Post media critic Eric Wemple attended CPAC, and he is now in a self-quarantine because obviously you had an infected person at CPAC. But what Mr. Wemple compiled was some footage of all of these diehard Trump supporters, some of them actually wearing their MAGA hats, talking about how the media has created the coronavirus as just another way to try to get Trump out of office. Here is what Eric Wemple from the Washington Post compiled.
So they're going to damage Trump at any chance they can get.
With his coverage of a virus, you think they would do
yeah,
that?
Oh, of course. Sorry.
No question about it?
No question about it.
You know, they skew the coverage of just about everything else for political purposes, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Have you seen an example of it or not?
Not with coronavirus.
That's all he's been doing the last 3 years. If he does something, they don't like it.
So do you think the media would even do it for a medical emergency or a possible pandemic?
I wouldn't put anything past him.
Sure they would. I mean, they've equated him with Adolf Hitler. Why wouldn't they try to do that? Anything to get rid of President Donald Trump, yes.
This is very dangerous for very obvious reasons. Some of the people actually featured in that clip look to be in that age range where if you contract the coronavirus, your chances of survival drop to only about 80%. And that's really not good odds, right? 1 in 5 in that age range typically aren't making it. And yet here they are telling us with no facts whatsoever to back it up. They even asked, do you have an example of this? Well, no, of course not. And they're sitting there telling us that the media is hyping this up. The media is being crazy about it. It's just another way, anything to get rid of Trump, right? No, that's not what this is. This is, for the love of God, protect yourself so that you don't infect yourself or anyone else that could possibly die from the pandemic. That's what we're worried about here, folks. This isn't an indictment of Trump, although his response to this has been abysmal and just gives us further evidence why you can't have an inexperienced buffoon serving as the president of the United States, because bad things happen, crises happen. And you have to have somebody who understands empathy, at least a little bit, to be able to respond to those things. Trump doesn't have it. He doesn't have the intelligence to deal with it. And that's why we're currently in the position that we are in. But don't tell that to the MAGA folks. Don't tell that to the Red Hats, because they believe this whole thing is just cooked up. Now again, CPAC was what, 2 months ago, right? Or 2 weeks ago, excuse me. So maybe they've changed their minds since then. Well, no, unfortunately not. If you spend any time on social media, you can see that these MAGA hat wearers are still out there telling us that this is overblown, that this is a hoax created by the media, created by the left. Anything to take down Trump. Folks, I gotta tell you, okay, all you red hats out there, have you seen how incompetent the media is? Have you seen how incompetent the Democratic Party is? Do you think either of those groups are clever enough to create a viral hoax to try to take down Donald Trump? I mean, they had actual evidence of criminal activity and still couldn't take down Trump. I don't think they would have enough creativity in their brains to come up with a fake virus as an attempt to bring down the president. You're giving them far too much credit by spreading that ridiculous conspiracy theory. What are you doing? It's over. The video's over. I'm done complaining about everything, and that's it. The end. Leave. Well, okay, if you're going to stick around, maybe you should give us a like, a comment, a share, just subscribe to stay connected with all of our content. Or maybe you should consider becoming a member for some exclusive content and perks. Just follow the link in the description. Now, go. Just go.